key one. Stoic in life. There's one word, a mere 2 letters long, that holds the power to transform everything. It's the word we all struggle with, no. It's simple, yet it can shape the very course of our existence. We often shy away from it, hesitate, or even say yes when we know we should say no. But here's the key. Each time we say yes to something that doesn't truly matter, we are unknowingly saying no to something that truly does. In today's world, we are overwhelmed by distractions. Our time gets pulled in every direction, overwhelmed by obligations, societal pressures, and that ever-present fear of missing out. But the ancient Stoics, those wise philosophers of old, knew the value of saying no. They believed that in order to live with purpose, we must master this art. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic minds and the ruler of the Roman Empire, understood this well. He once said, "You see how few things you have to do to live a satisfying and reverent life." He knew that by eliminating the unnecessary, we could truly focus on what really matters. That's the very message we're exploring today. How to say no to the time suckers and yes to a life of meaning. Stay with me, because by the end of this conversation, you'll not only walk away with practical strategies, but also a new mindset. One that will help you regain control over your life and focus on what's truly important. And not about shutting out opportunities, but about making room for the things that truly matter. So let's get started. Step 1. Build self-awareness and know your purpose. The first step in mastering the art of saying no is developing self-awareness. Without it, it's nearly impossible to confidently say no when you need to. The Stoics believed that self-awareness is the foundation of a purposeful life. After all, how can you know when to decline if you don't know what truly matters to you? Seneca, another great Stoic, famously said, "The soul which has no fixed purpose in life is lost. To be everywhere is to be nowhere." Think about that for a moment. How often do we find ourselves pulled in a million directions, trying to meet every demand, and only to feel empty and drained at the end of the day? If we don't have a clear purpose, everything feels equally important, and as a result, we spread ourselves too thin. Knowing your purpose is like a compass. It guides your decisions and helps you focus your time and energy on what aligns with your values. Whether it's nurturing relationships, achieving career milestones, or simply living a life in line with your principles, your purpose is unique to you, and it gives you the clarity to know what to prioritize. One powerful way to build self-awareness is through journaling, a practice the Stoics embraced. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal daily, reflecting on his actions, his thoughts, and his intentions. It forces you to slow down and evaluate whether your daily decisions are aligned with your greater purpose. Are you investing time in things that support your values, or are you being distracted by what doesn't matter? Another part of self-awareness is understanding why you often say yes to things that don't serve you. Sometimes we say yes out of fear of disappointing others, or fear of missing out. Society has conditioned us to think that being busy equals being productive, but the Stoics would argue that it's a trap. It's not about pleasing others. It's about focusing on what we can control, our decisions, actions, and mindset. When you say no to things that don't align with your purpose, you're taking back control of your life. As Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, on doing what is in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness. When you know what truly matters, distractions lose their hold on you, and you can give your full attention to what's in front of you. Step 2. Cultivate self-discipline. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that we should focus on what is within our control. As Epictetus said, some things are in our control, and others are not. How often do we waste energy trying to manage things beyond our control? Other people's reactions, external events, while neglecting the one thing we can control, our own behavior and choices. This principle is crucial when it comes to saying no. Why do we often struggle to say no? It's usually because we fear the consequences, disappointing others, missing out, or being judged. But the Stoics teach us to release that anxiety. We can't control how others react, but we can control how we respond. Self-discipline isn't about sheer willpower. It's about making deliberate choices. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Do every act of your life as though it were the last." This doesn't mean we should live in a constant state of urgency, but it does mean that every decision is significant. By treating each choice with intention and mindfulness, we start to build discipline. When you say no, you're not simply turning down an invitation or an opportunity. You are saying yes to something more meaningful: your purpose, your values, your focus. This discipline becomes even more powerful when you choose to say no to distractions, even when they seem enticing. Imagine you're deep in work, focused on something important, and a friend invites you to an event. The pull to say yes is strong. You don't want to disappoint them, and the event sounds fun. But if it doesn't align with your priorities, saying no becomes an act of self-discipline. You are choosing to honor your deeper purpose, whether it's progressing on a project, spending time with loved ones, or simply taking time for yourself. In conclusion, mastering the art of saying no is not about rejecting the world. It's about prioritizing what matters most and aligning your life with your values. It's about living with intention and using your time wisely. When you build self-awareness and discipline, you create space for what truly fulfills you, and that is the life you deserve. Key 1. Stoic self-discipline is not about depriving yourself or constantly saying no. It's about creating harmony in your life. Often, we mistakenly believe that turning down an invitation or opportunity is a form of sacrifice. In reality, it's a strategy to preserve your most valuable resources: time, energy, and focus. By learning to say no, you're not only avoiding distractions, but you're also carving out space for things that truly align with your core values and long-term goals. As Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, pointed out, it's not that we have a short life, but that we waste a lot of it. Without the discipline to decline what doesn't serve us, we risk squandering the one resource we can never get back: time. One of the hardest aspects of self-discipline is managing our impulses. How many times have you committed to something without thinking, only to regret it later? Stoicism teaches us to create a pause between stimulus and response. Before agreeing to anything, take a moment to ask yourself, does this align with my purpose? Is it truly worth my time and energy? Epictetus, another great Stoic, often compared mental discipline to physical training. Just as athletes build strength through consistent practice, we too must train our minds to say no consistently and with purpose. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, like any new skill does. But like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger and more natural it becomes. Over time, you'll find yourself more able to prioritize what truly matters without second-guessing. The Stoics also emphasized fortitude, the ability to endure discomfort. Saying no often involves disappointing others or passing up seemingly appealing opportunities that don't align with our long-term goals. But the Stoics understood that true strength lies in enduring these discomforts for something greater. As Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly." Building self-mastery is a process that takes time and perseverance. Above all, self-discipline is a form of self-respect. When you say no to things that don't serve your well-being, you're honoring your time, your energy, and your purpose. It's not about restricting your life, but rather about freeing yourself from the burdens that distract you from what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius, despite being an emperor with immense responsibility, consistently reminded himself of the value of time. He wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. Life is fleeting, and this awareness of mortality helps us focus on what's important." The Stoics used memento mori, remember you must die, to fuel their commitment to living meaningfully and intentionally. So why is it so difficult for us to grasp this concept? We often fall into the trap of believing that we have endless tomorrows. We promise ourselves we'll focus on what matters once things slow down. But life doesn't slow down. It moves quickly. And if we're not careful, distractions will eat up all our time, leaving little for what truly aligns with our purpose. In today's world, distractions are all around us. Social media, work demands, endless notifications. But as Marcus Aurelius said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. We waste time, not because we don't have enough, but because we don't use it wisely. The Stoics believed that the key to a meaningful life lies in focusing our time and energy on what truly matters to us. Prioritization is the first step in mastering time. Ask yourself, what truly contributes to my purpose, growth, and happiness? Time is a limited resource, and once you understand this, you'll realize that saying yes to one thing often means saying no to something else. Seneca, in his essay on the shortness of life, reminds us that life can be long enough if we know how to use it. He wrote, "People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful." We often protect our money and possessions with care, but when it comes to our time, we let it slip away without a second thought. Time is far more valuable than any material possession, and we should treat it as such. How can we apply this in daily life? It starts with small, intentional decisions. Every time you're faced with a request or opportunity, ask yourself, is this worth my time? Does it contribute to my purpose? This could mean saying no to harmless distractions like scrolling through social media, binge-watching TV, or attending meetings that don't require your input. These small choices accumulate, and every hour spent on things that don't align with your goals is an hour you'll never get back. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to live in the present, focusing on what was in front of him, and to let go of unnecessary distractions. He wrote, "Concentrate every minute, like a Roman, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness." Giving your full attention to the task at hand will help you avoid wasting time on distractions. Saying no isn't always easy. We often feel obligated to say yes because we don't want to disappoint others or miss out on opportunities. But remember, every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're saying no to something that truly matters, whether that's time with family, personal growth, your health, or your peace of mind. The Stoics teach us that we can't be everything to everyone. We must prioritize and protect our time if we want to live a meaningful life. Self-discipline is about protecting your time from distractions and focusing on what truly matters. As you begin to practice saying no, you'll find your life becoming more intentional, productive, and fulfilling. The key to this practice is asking yourself, is this necessary? Marcus Aurelius encouraged us to ask this question in every moment, helping us filter out distractions and stay aligned with our true purpose. By pausing and asking, is this necessary, before committing to anything, whether it's a task, a favor, or even checking your phone, you allow yourself to reflect on whether the action adds value to your life. If it doesn't, it's simply a distraction. The Stoics understood that life is full of temptations to stray from our purpose. They called these distractions indifference. The key to living a meaningful life is to focus only on what's essential and avoid being consumed by the unnecessary. Self-discipline isn't about restricting your life. It's about freeing yourself from distractions and prioritizing what truly matters. By practicing the art of saying no, you'll reclaim your time and energy and align your actions with your purpose. This is how you live with intention, and this is how you master your life. Key one is stoic in life. There are countless distractions, many of which aren't inherently bad, but they can pull us away from what truly matters if we let them. Everyday obligations, such as social events, trivial tasks, or even the pursuit of wealth and status, can easily veer us off course if they aren't aligned with our core values and goals. The key to avoiding this drift is simple but powerful. Ask yourself, is this necessary? This practice is rooted in Stoic philosophy, where deliberate choice and control over how we spend our time are central to living a meaningful life. Imagine this. You're invited to a networking event. At first glance, it seems like a fantastic opportunity. But upon reflection, you realize you've been working nonstop all week and plan to spend this evening with your family or simply resting. Before reflexively saying yes, pause and ask, is this truly necessary? Will attending this event contribute to your growth, or will it leave you exhausted and drained? If it doesn't align with your personal or professional aspirations, it's perfectly okay to decline. Saying no is not a rejection. It's an assertion of your priorities. Now, picture you're working on a critical project and your phone buzzes with a notification. Even though you're deep in focus, the temptation to check it is strong. But once again ask, is this necessary? Will responding to this notification help you meet your goals or improve your well-being, or will it disrupt your concentration and waste your time? By pausing and asking this question, you're not just protecting your productivity, you're building mindfulness and focus, shaping your life around intentional choices rather than distractions. The magic of asking, is this necessary, isn't confined to just productivity. It extends to living a life of purpose and clarity. It encourages you to stop doing things because of obligation or societal pressure, and instead empowers you to make decisions based on your values. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, living in accordance with nature means living in alignment with your true self. This Stoic principle teaches us to strip away the superfluous distractions and focus on what truly matters, on living a life of virtue, wisdom, and meaning. But let's be real, saying no isn't always easy. We often fear letting others down, missing out, or being judged. The Stoics, however, remind us that we cannot control how others react to our choices, only how we respond. By asking yourself, is this necessary? You not only safeguard your time, but also practice apatheia, a Stoic mindset of emotional resilience in the face of external pressures. It's a way to stay centered, regardless of the distractions that come your way. Knowing what's important to you, your values and purpose, is the foundation for making decisions with integrity. Without clarity on what you stand for, it's easy to get swept up in commitments, relationships, or activities that don't serve your higher purpose. Seneca wisely said, "If a man does not know to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." In other words, if you don't have a clear direction, you'll never know which opportunities to seize and which to reject. The path to clarity begins within. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself to look inward, writing in his meditations, "Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig." This internal reflection is where you uncover your core values, whether it's family, personal growth, integrity, or helping others. Once you identify these guiding principles, they become your filter for every decision you make. Does an opportunity or obligation align with your values? If not, it's probably not worth your time. The Stoics believed that living in harmony with your values is essential for a fulfilling life. Epictetus encouraged us to create our own philosophy, our personal guiding principles, which makes it easier to navigate the world and make choices aligned with our higher goals. For instance, if you're striving toward a personal goal, like starting a business or mastering a skill, and a friend invites you to a week-long trip, your values and priorities will help you decide. Without clarity, it might be easy to say yes. But if you value discipline or personal growth, you'll see that staying on track with your goals is far more important than a temporary distraction. But here's the catch. Staying true to your values can be difficult. It might mean missing out on fun or disappointing others. It may even challenge societal norms and expectations. But as Epictetus said, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By saying no to distractions, you're showing self-respect and asserting control over your life. It's a form of self-discipline that ensures you're living according to what truly matters to you, not to what others think you should do. So, how can you practice this? Start by setting aside time each day or week to reflect on what truly matters to you. This could be through journaling, meditation, or simply sitting in silence. Ask yourself, what do I value most? What kind of person do I want to be? What are my most important goals? The clearer you become on these questions, the easier it will be to make decisions that align with your values and confidently say no to the distractions that don't serve you. Living with intention means making choices that reflect the person you want to become and the life you want to create. It's about saying yes to what nourishes your soul and drives your purpose, while saying no to what drains your energy. The Stoics believed this was the path to true fulfillment, and I couldn't agree more. So take time to figure out what matters to you and commit to living in alignment with those values every single day. In the end, life is too short to waste on things that don't matter. Every time you say no to distractions, you're saying yes to a life of meaning, purpose, and integrity. Protect your time, guard your energy, and stay true to your path.